Everybody's we're gonna do a reading. I'm gonna do a reading. You do what you do. I'm not your mom. You have some music playing in the background, so make sure you consent and use discernment before we start. This is The Sacred Voice of Woman by Melodies of History. Definitely something that might be significant to the reading itself, might not be. Again, use your discernment. Pepper crystal on my bro. Okay, interesting. You're fighting with yourself. You're asking for clarity to receive, but you're closed to receiving one thing. So you're saying to the universe, well, I don't want this one thing to come in, but I want this one thing to come in. I'm getting the energy of like, when you work out, there's really no such thing as targeted workouts. You kind of work everything out. And people that do like only ab workouts are really like fucking themselves over. It's this energy of like, just because you're focused on one thing, you're blocking your blessings to other things. You've got the Queen of Swords with the Knight of Cups and the Ace of Swords. So there's this energy of like, somebody wants to give you kind of like, I'm seeing the horse's face down here very significantly. You're getting kind of like this sorrowful incoming energy. And you're like, I don't really fucking want that. Like, what the fuck? And keep your sorrow over there. Like, I don't know. It's like you're kind of angry with, I'm hearing a very specific, and this is like a very specific channel of like, now you're sorry. Like, that's what I'm getting. Like, now you're sorry. You know, and you're kind of like, you're done with it. You're fed up. And because of that, like, you're asking for clarity and you can't receive the clarity. Yeah, confirmed by the Ten of Pentacles. You can't receive, confirmed by the Ace of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. You can't receive the clarity that you're asking for because you're closed off to receiving in general. And you might think that being closed off to receiving one thing is like particular to this one thing, but it's affecting other things in your life where you're like, okay, but like, I'm closed off to more than just this one thing. I'm also closed off to receiving what I really want, which is the clarity on your Ten of Pentacles, the clarity on how to show up to be able to create that abundance for yourself. The Empress reverse, confirming it all. Creative block, selfish, impatient, dependent on others. Inaction, lack of concentration, indecisive, overwhelmed, anxiety, and infidelity. There's this idea of okay, the Empress reverse followed by the Seven of Pentacles and the Four of Cups is like, I've worked too hard to receive your bullshit. I've worked too hard to receive the little that you have. I have 3 cups in front of me. Why would I want your one? It's almost like you think that taking this 1 cup will make the other 3 disappear. Not that it would add to it, but that it would replace it. And you're like, why would I do that? Well, why would I choose you? You know, like this, it's very like, you thought, you know, it's interesting. Very much a throat chakra blockage. Let me see. So you got the Page of Pentacles reversed with the Knight of Wands, the Five of Pentacles, and then the Tower reversed. There's this energy of like, you tried to offer me bullshit before. I obviously wouldn't take it. Save the day. I obviously wouldn't take it because why would I take bullshit? Then you came in with energy, passion, inspired action. And I was like, No. No. But the reason why you said that is because it's a fear of change, but it's like the way that I received it was like a fear of backtracking. You're scared to go back. There's this energy, 7s, 5s, and 6s are relevant here. There's this energy of it's like a back and forth. It's like the way that I'm getting it is like my heart was closed, then I opened myself up to you, you fucked me over, then I closed myself up again, and I'm scared of the change required to open myself up again, because you're not gonna fuck me over again. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like that, where it's like you're not scared of change, you're scared of moving back. You're like, why would I want to move back anyways? Like, I'm not going in that direction. Let's see what the healing of this is. The Emperor. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah. 606 might be significant. I've been seeing that number a lot. It's the Emperor. Yeah, like you really gotta, this is giving like the you're not gonna like me. Give me one more. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, because I asked 4. Hold on. Focus. 4. I said, give me one more 4. Sometimes the cards be doing a little too much, and I'm like, hold on now. Oh, so 4 is significant. This new beginning is protected. Like it very clearly, clearly. I said, give me one more 4 to confirm this energy, right? The energy is you have to surrender to the masculine. He's finally showing up. Like he's learned from this. He's learned from the fact that he hasn't showed up right in the past. He's showing up as this fiery energy, this passionate, intentional, right? Protective, disciplined, practical, focused energy. And showing up to give you this 4 of Wands, this celebration, harmony, joy, marriage, home. You know, and there's this idea that, and I wanted to say that the card itself was not significant, but there is this energy of like protection. So I was looking for the number 4. So I'm not going to take the card as the 4 of Pentacles because it doesn't apply to the message, but the number does. So we've got the 444 here, right? So there's this energy here of one more time. Just one more time. Just give me one more chance. It's almost like this masculine wants to observe you. Like he doesn't have it all figured out, but he has the tools within him, right? He's finally figured out that to understand you, to see you, to honor you, he has to sit back in his throne and see and watch you unfold before him. It's a very, I want to say, and that, you know, like this is a very sensual energy. This is very much like, you know, like a slow undressing of like the mind, body, and spirit, of like really helping you let your guard down again. Understanding that like you feel this way, that you were left out in the cold, and no matter what he's got to offer, like you left me in the cold, bitch. You know what I'm saying? It's something like, but it is like he's very much showing up in this energy of yeah, because it feels like in the past there was a lot of like deception going on, and a lack of, I want to say a lack of trust is what's showing up, like betrayal and deception. And there's this idea of this lack of trust. And that, you know, like elements, like I'm seeing like you had to walk with all of these swords in your hands, And the masculine was like, well, why are you taking so slow? And I'm like, you're like, bitch, I'm carrying all these swords. What the fuck do you mean? You know, like there's this energy of like you, and like he's the one that gave them to you. It's like as you're picking up, as you're placing down. Okay, I feel really called to talk about this. I talk about trauma, about negative memories, about things like that as like something in your backpack. If you're looking at like a measuring tape, let's say, and each inch is like a year of your life, right? You start crawling, right? At a certain point, you get like a backpack of things to carry, right? Childhood trauma, economic trauma, generational trauma. You start to become aware that these things are happening and you have to carry it, right? You got to carry the baggage. As you continue, the bags get heavier and heavier and heavier and heavier to where you like think of like sand, of like sinking sand, where you have to pull yourself because the bag is so heavy that it's literally weighing you into the ground, that you have to pull your leg up to then to even, you know, like you have to pull yourself out of the dirt to be able to even take the next step forward. So you're constantly like, you're fighting for your life. And through this, you start recognizing that if you start putting the swords down, if you take the swords, if you take the baggage and just put it down, be like, okay, I went through this trauma, I'm gonna leave it right here. If I want to reminisce with the Six of Cups, right? Reminiscent, kind of nostalgia, right? Memories, this idea of that. If I want to reminisce on said memory, if I want to come back to it, I can. It's here. I'm going to leave it right here on, you know, measuring tape number 15. It's right here. But I'm not going to carry it with me. It's there. It's not going to move, right? There's no other elements, right, that would make it move. So there's that. There's this energy of like finally putting it down. But this feels like you're kind of closed off to opening up to this masculine because as you were putting them down, he was picking them up and putting them back in your hands. And you're like, what the fuck, man? Can't you see I'm growing, I'm healing here, I'm trying to move forward? You're making it impossible for me to even lift my leg out of the sand. Because every time I put something down, every time I heal something, you remind me, or you bring forth that same feeling, that same energy, that same pain. It might not be the same, you know, it's kind of like the idea of like if I get shot in the leg, right? Obviously, you won't be shooting me in the leg, but if you kick me in the leg, that pain will still be similar to when I got, because it's like psychosomatic. It's kind of like muscle memory, you know what I'm saying? Like this is something that like you got to understand how deep this is, you know. This is very much like that. But there is this energy that wasn't understood, and now this masculine is sitting back and watching how you do things and realizing that there's like, oh, like you're really fighting for this, you know. And I want to say like hopefully choosing to help you, you know, place these things and maybe even placing them with you, of like this energy of like, let's put these cups down together, you know, like they've served their purpose, like let's plant these cups here. And you know, I'm also almost getting like this energy with the Ace of Wands here, that you guys are taking these cups, these baggage, whatever it is, and you're planting it like a seed so that flowers grow wherever you walk, right? Whatever path you take, whatever, you know, measuring tape that you're going across, now it's easier to walk, but there's also a beautiful, you know, path that, you know, that follows you. Not that there's anyone that needs to follow it, but you're leaving beauty in your wake, you know, like you're leaving the world a better place than you found it. And that's beautiful. Okay. There is this element of consideration 1323. 1323, that's what? 1323 is 1, 2, 3, and what is it called? It's military time, right? 1323, 1, 2, 3, 1:23 p.m. There's this energy of contemplation. I want to say that this is you. You're seeing that there is an opportunity here. You're seeing that there's this element of progress, which is the biggest thing for you. Is you were like, the biggest thing is that you were trying to move forward and you weren't seeing forward movement. So now there is progress going on. We're also talking about progress, adaptability. You're recovering. I want to say that you're recovering. So then we've also got the the 3 of Swords, which is saying the first stages of completion. You're releasing your sorrows. The rain in the back is significant. If it's been raining a lot near where you are, that might be a sign, right? That you are being cleansed, that you're being asked to cleanse. There's this energy of like, you are supported in this. 444, remember back and earlier in the reading, there's this energy of 444. There's this energy of being protected, of being guided, right? But there is this energy that you have to feel the pain. You have to let it go. And the imagery that I'm getting is like the sword going straight through. You have to let it pass through you. This is one of those things that you can't pull it out. You have to push it deeper in. That's kind of the energy that I'm getting, is like, it's gonna hurt. But you have somebody that, like with the Emperor, right? You have somebody that is willing to nurture and cater to that pain immediately. Like as soon as you push it through, he's there with bandages. He's here with stitches. He's here with whatever needs to be done to cleanse, to protect, to heal. Naturally, intentionally. That's the Wheel of Fortune here also. The spiral of life, ups and downs, inevitable fate, unpredictable. There's this energy that like, you want to know, you want the confirmation that it'll work out. We got 6 and 9, the Hermit and the 6 of Swords coming out, because the alternative is that you walk away and choose to be alone, right? But there's this idea of like, you're okay with that. There's this big energy of like selfishness, and selfishness is not always bad. It's not bad, but is it necessary? You know, it's like you're saying, I need to be selfish because nobody else is going to care for me. But that's not the truth, right? You're thinking that you're embodying this Queen of Wands energy, this confident, independent kind of woman. But really, you're embodying the King of Swords reversed, where you are callous, loss of emotional control, manipulation, misuse of power, where you're saying, like, I can, but the intent, the energy is different here, because the Strength coming out reversed, you don't have to. Nobody said that you couldn't. Like, who are you trying to prove yourself to? You know, pride, raw emotion, pride. You might feel like this is like people pleaser final battle, where you are trying to please people that don't even exist. There's this energy of like, you're trying to prove yourself worthy of love. You've got the Strength, the Sun, and the Lovers reversed. There's this idea self-love is necessary, the inner child healing, you know, this idea of the fear of commitment came out twice, so I'm not sure if that's significant. But there's this energy of I can be myself here. I can be myself here, and I can be myself fully here, and I will be accepted in all of my raw, ugly, this idea of like raw emotion, right? I can be accepted in all of my glory, all of my agony, all of myness, but there's this energy of receiving that, because it's like you're receiving clarity, but the clarity that you're asking for is not the clarity that you need. And because you're closed off for this love connection, which is the clarity that you need, I'm sorry to tell you, but yeah, love is it. Love is how you're gonna get it done. You're kind of, the ego, pride. Yeah, there's this element of heartbreak is one thing, my ego's another. There's this energy of like, I wish you would make me look like the fool again. I wish you would make me the fucking fool again. But you have to recognize, why are you feeling this way? It's almost like you feel responsible for the weight of yourself and the weight of the connection. And you feel solely responsible. Like this other person, this masculine, you don't think that they're able to show up and do it together. And it's necessary that you do so, It's like, I can't do this by myself, but I have to do this by myself. That's the energy that's coming in. It's like this idea of, I'm overwhelmed by how I need to show up for this situation, because you're not going to do it. And if you're not going to do it, I have to. This is very much confirmation verb. This is also like wounded parent energy of like, if you had to parent your siblings, if you've had to parent your parents, this energy of like stepping in, because who else is going to do it? That's where it's kind of 22 on the clock. That's where it's stemming from, this idea of having to take the responsibility for people that were supposed to do it themselves. So I want you to take a deep breath and allow yourself to be soft, to be gentle, to be innocent, right? Go back to the energy of what that feels like and embody it, because you have someone that's willing to co-create with you in a way that honors who you are, no matter what that is. And that's rare, that's beautiful, right? And being able to accept that allows you to get the clarity for all that you want, all that you want in life. You got the 10 of Pentacles, you got the Four of Wands. This is fulfillment, this is wish fulfillment, this is your union, harmony, So, I definitely think that there's sacral chakra healing is significant, as well as throat chakra. Being able to speak your truth, being able to understand your truth, and then process your sacral healing into your root chakra. Meaning, I want you to kind of, I'm not sure if you need to do like a gut cleanse, but I need you to ground your healing into yourself, right? So ground it and release it, right? Ground your shame, whatever it is, like, oh, I can't be myself, I have to do more, da-da-da. Take that from your sacral chakra down into your root. To allow yourself to kind of ground in the ability that you're safe to be who you are and to create the life that you want to live, and not be ashamed of having to do too little. Like, if you can only show up 10% for the day, even 3% for the day, there is somebody that is willing to help kind of pick up the pace, because they know that you are somebody that is willing to do that for them. And they're willing to kind of tap into this reciprocity now, because they see you and how you're living your life, and it's very deeply, profoundly inspirational to them. There's this energy of like, wow, like I want to do this with you, because I see how you live your life, and it's inspiring to me. So thanks for coming to my TED Talk.